Welcome to the inside story on the muscular system. Right now, I'm getting ready to work out. Adam and I plan to go trekking in the mountains this summer.
We're planning on carrying our own gear in the mountains, so we'll need lots of arm, back, and leg strength. Eva's just about to begin her weightlifting regimen, which consists of anaerobic exercises to increase her skeletal muscle mass. While she lifts, I'm going out running. Running is an aerobic exercise that will strengthen my heart muscle and improve my overall cardiovascular fitness. We'll tell you more about the differences between aerobic and anaerobic exercise later in this part of the family album. Eve and I both possess 3 different types of muscles: skeletal muscle, cardiac muscle, and smooth muscle. Let's look at an animation of how they function before we begin our workouts. Just click on the picture.
Adam's muscles perform 4 important body functions. They maintain his body posture so that he can walk upright. They stabilize his joints so that he doesn't flop around like a scarecrow. They allow him to move where and when he wants. And they generate heat that his body requires.
We have 3 types of muscles to perform these functions: skeletal muscle, cardiac muscle, and smooth muscle. Smooth muscle is found in the walls of body organs, like the stomach and the small intestine. It's said to be involuntary because it functions without our conscious directions. If our smooth muscles required conscious directions, we would have to focus our concentration on things like digesting our food and passing it through the entire length of our small and large intestines. Another involuntary muscle group, cardiac muscle, is found only in our hearts, where it makes up the heart wall. It has its own specialized electrical conduction system. What this microscopic view doesn't show you is that all of our separate heart muscle fibers act in concert, so that our hearts contract and relax as if they were one enormous muscle.
If cardiac muscle needed conscious instructions to contract and relax, we would have to think about every heartbeat.
Heartbeat, 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 heartbeat.
Our 3rd type of muscle is skeletal muscle, and it's the only type under our voluntary control. Skeletal muscle attaches to and covers our bony skeleton. In this microscopic view, you can see that it has a series of dark and light stripes, or striations. Because of this, it's often called striated muscle.
Of course, it isn't the microscopic view that most of us think about when we think about skeletal muscles. It's important to realize that all of these muscles are under my voluntary control. Otherwise, I'd have trouble with my workout, which would be a big headache.
Excuse me, doesn't Adam look a little pumped up to you? Thanks, that's much better.
Let's talk about the organization of skeletal muscle. You can see how well organized skeletal muscle is by clicking on the picture.
Dr. Harper, how does a muscle get bigger?
For a skeletal muscle like a bicep to get bigger, it has to be exercised. The muscle has to work hard and meet much resistance. In other words, the muscle must get tired. Lifting weights is an ideal way to make muscles bigger. Increased muscle size is not the result of an increase in the number of muscle fibers. Instead, it's caused by increasing the diameter of the muscle fibers. In other words, big muscles come from big muscle fibers, not more muscle fibers.
When Adam works out, he increases his bulk and improves the tone of his skeletal muscle. You'll be able to see in these illustrated sections that his muscles organized in a complex array of smaller and smaller structures. Here we've pulled out a unit called a fascicle. Notice that the fascicles are bound together by a type of connective tissue which is called fascia. And from that fascicle, we can pull away smaller organizational units called muscle fibers. And from that muscle fiber, even smaller strands called myofibrils. Here you can see the myofibrils move as a muscle's contracting. It's the interaction of these myofibrils as they slide and pull alongside each other that gives skeletal muscle its functional ability to do work and move things. We'll just put them back where they came from so Adam can use them when he goes running.
Running? I think I'll just stay right here. Skeletal muscle actually contains two types of muscle fibers, slow twitch and fast twitch. Slow twitch fibers are used in aerobic exercise, while fast twitch fibers are used during anaerobic exercise, like weightlifting. Click on the picture to watch Eve lift some weights and I'll tell you more about it. Weightlifting is a form of anaerobic exercise. It is very demanding, requiring a great deal of energy, which quickly depletes the body's oxygen reserves. Sprinting and push-ups are other examples of anaerobic activities. They each create a situation called oxygen debt, which requires us to breathe deeply and rapidly in order to restore a proper oxygen level to the muscle cells. Let's look at Eve exercising her right biceps muscle. Repetitions of this exercise cause her biceps muscle fibers to increase in size. As she works out, if no more oxygen is available, Eve's muscles convert a starch called glycogen into energy. This conversion process creates a waste product called lactic acid, which is partly responsible for her muscle soreness the next day.
Adam has taken up long-distance running as part of his training regimen. He'll be exercising over a long duration and will require a steady level of energy. Because his body will be able to supply adequate oxygen to meet his energy requirements while he runs, much less lactic acid will be formed in his muscles, so he probably won't be sore the next day.
Don't count on it.